Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm here with a VR to my girl V Love and Crystals and her Tea and Tarot Tuesdays, or Tarot and Tea Tuesdays. And she has a whole playlist that she created, originally inspired by somebody a long time ago on Facebook with different prompts, like for decks and things like that. And so she's kind of turned it into her kind of thing that she does on Tuesdays with, you know, different pairings of decks, deck modifications, unicorn decks, fairy decks, love decks, you know, different collections and groupings. And I think it's a lot of fun. She encourages everybody to join along, and like I said, you know, she says you can pick and choose anything that's on the playlist. I will put her original video down below for the deck modifications video, which is what I'm going to be doing today as a VR to her. And in her playlist on her channel, she likes to put everybody else's VR on there as well. So not only do you see her videos, but anybody else who has responded to these various prompts. So today we're going to be diving into deck modifications. So I myself have only modified one deck, and it was a deck that I didn't have too close of a connection with because I figured if I messed up, I didn't want it to be on a deck that I truly loved and then was like, ah! So I really love the modification I did. I actually trimmed it. I, you know, did the corner rounding on it. I didn't edge it or anything, but I was really happy with it. So I know that I can do it. However, the decks that I have here today, I'm borrowing from James over at Light of Rega. So he's done quite a few deck modifications, and I want to share those with you guys so you can get some ideas on trimming, on edging, you know, and all of that stuff. So let's just go ahead and dive in to this. So the very first deck we have here is the Druid Animal Oracle. And what he's done with this one is to trim it because, well, as we know, our homie Will Worthington has some beautiful artwork, but some of the decks are huge, like way too big to shuffle. So I barely would be able to, you know, shuffle this, but it's made a lot easier because it is a lot smaller, and we have taken the ginormous borders off here. So you are able to see, you know, just bam, the beautiful, colorful artwork in your face. So you can see it's also had the corner rounder as well, beautiful rounded edges. But yeah, and I like that in decks, although, you know, my own deck that I created, my own oracle, I do have borders on it, but there's a purpose to those borders. So it's not like, you know, they're just there because, you know, I felt like having them there. So sometimes I think there is a purpose to borders, and sometimes I think it's just extraneous and it's distracting or detracting from the actual artwork. Here we have the Mortem Oraculum, or Oraculum, and this is kind of a almost like a, you know, a morbid kind of deck, but morbid curiosity. It's actually made with human blood. So although this one isn't trimmed, it is edged in black to kind of go with that darker feel of this deck. But I haven't tried my own hand at edging, but you can see here it's pretty well done. And he says he just does one card at a time. You have to have patience. You know, just a standard old Sharpie. So that's pretty cool. All right, then we're going into another edged deck. And this is the Omega Land Tarot. Again, also edged in black, and it being post-apocalyptic kind of goes with that theme, so hence it being done in black. Such a cool deck. Kind of feel like we're heading there, are we? Don't know. But anyway, beautiful black edging. And I encourage you guys, like, maybe if you want to, you know, like I said, I started off with a deck that I didn't have that close of a relationship with, so that I could just get my trimming practice in, because there are at least a couple of decks that, you know, I want to, you know, just pare it down to the actual image and not have so much of the distraction of the borders. So if you want, you could start off like just practicing trimming playing cards or edging playing cards, so that way you have a little cheap, like a little $5 deck, and if you mess up, it's not that big of a deal, you know. But anyway, moving on, we have the Llewellyn tarot here. So this one, okay, so there's been a lot that was done to this one. So not only has it been trimmed because it had some huge borders, and you can see the corner rounder has been used as well, but it's also been put in these little protective black pockets because the cardstock itself is very thick. So he said it made it a little bit harder to shuffle, but when you put it in these little, they're kind of like for people who have like collector things, like, you know, collection of stamps or a collection of, you know, certain cards and stuff like that. Not necessarily for tarot cards, but you can buy these little protective pouches. They protect your cards, but they also make it very easy to shuffle. So let me show you. So yeah, definitely a lot easier to shuffle than just trying to shuffle the smaller, thick cardstock. So I thought that was a very cool idea. So this is one of his favorite decks in the whole world. This is the Llewellyn tarot, like I said. You know, he says it was very small images, but it had these humongous borders. So those things had to go. And since they're protected in here, you know, it's okay to put them on the ground, things like that, and you know that your cards are going to be safe. So there's that one. Moving on, we have another one of his favorite decks of all time. This is the Druidcraft, and you can see it's been edged in brown, and it's also been trimmed and corner rounding done. And he was saying it may not be like perfect, as you can see, but it gives it like such a cool feel, and I totally agree. You know, like that it's yours. It's got a, I don't know, just like a, sometimes that imperfect feel is really nice, you know. And so I think that the edging that he did as well gives a really nice feel. And I think that the brown really complements the brown on the backs. But again, it's that Will Worthington art, and it's just the art. Bam, in your face. And so I actually also have the Druidcraft, but mine's not edged. So, you know, I can either bust out his or mine. And then we have the Robin Wood Tarot over here. And this one has been edged in black. And you can see it's had a bit of trimming. So again, it's just the artwork. Bam, in your face. All the color right there in your face. So yeah, that one also edged in black. So hopefully this is giving you a lot of cool ideas of what you could do with your decks. You know, that once it's your deck, you know, you buy it, it's yours. You can modify it, you can write on it. Just like V-Love, when she bought my Wally's World Oracle, she wrote some keywords of her own on the cards. Hey man, when she buys it, it's hers. You know, she could do whatever she wants with my deck, you know. Anyway, here we have the Earth Magic Oracle, and this one hasn't been trimmed, but it has been edged. So you can see it's got that cool black edging to it. Wonderful Earth Magic. I did have this deck. Gifted it to one of my friends. Such a pretty deck, and looks even better edged. So, you know, fabulous job. But anyway, yeah, so those are it. It was a 2, 4, 6, yeah, 7 deck modifications. You know, I think that he's done a great job. And what's nice is because I have a lot of the same decks, and some mine are unmodified where his are modified. And so sometimes I go back and forth depending on, you know, it's just what I'm drawn to, which I think is really cool. So anyway, I encourage you guys to jump in on this as well. Let me see some of your deck modifications. I'll definitely be looking through V-Love's playlist on other people that have responded to this, because she did create this video I think like 4 weeks ago, but I was on vacay. So, you know, I'm trying to jump in on it now. I hope you guys dug this. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding, ding, ding notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. I have a lot of different readings, and I have my room and body sprays, my salves. And speaking of wonderful things that I make, I also have my Desert Cauldron shop over on Etsy, Desert Cauldron, all one word, but you also can find us on the Instagrams at desert.cauldron. I say us because I am co-owner with James over at Light of Raga, and we have a lot of wonderful tools that you can use in your magical practice. Doesn't matter what you do for your practice. We try to create things that are universal and things that are one of a kind, because everyone's practice is pretty much one of a kind. So I have spell bottles and then I'm making, and I'm going to be placing those on the website very soon. We also have crystals and carved crystals, like this wonderful gold sheen obsidian jaguar skull, reminiscent of the Mayan culture. So wonderful. This is great for shamanistic work. But we also have ceremonial knives and many other things that are made by local artisans or made by ourselves. So definitely go check it out. And all my other links are down below for my Leon Mystery School, where I teach Mayan astrology alongside other teachers with who teach like love spells and who teach about crystals and lots of other things. And I also have a newsletter that you can sign up for on my website. I only hit you up once a month, I swear, that's it, just full of witchy magic and witchy goodness. And I have my Patreon and all those other wonderful things. So all linked down below. Check it out, and I will catch you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.